What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is JP and it's Thursday. I know I promised that I'll send out a video every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, but I just got so caught up with work and school and a lot of stuff that I didn't have time to edit anything. So here's the new plan. Instead of sending out vlog videos or other content videos every Thursday, I just decided to send out reaction videos every Thursday. I'll try to do 2 per day on Thursdays, and just the normal other content on Saturdays and Tuesdays. So I have a lot of content ideas that I am planning to make for Saturday's video, and I'm gonna shoot that after this. But for now, please enjoy this reaction. So today I'm gonna be reacting to an animator on YouTube that I recently just found. It's Jaiden Animations. I think she's the coolest. I don't know. I just love her content so much, and I haven't heard from her. I haven't heard of her before. Like I just heard of her like a few months ago through The Odd Ones Out, which I love, by the way. And most of her videos are like real life stories or retelling of the things that happened in her life in quite a comedic way and a relatable way. So I really suggest you subscribe to her. I'll link her channel on the description down below, and also the link to the video. But one thing that I did notice in her videos that she doesn't show much of her face or any of her face at all in her videos. So I found this face reveal video of her. I haven't watched it yet, and I'm excited to watch it. I haven't seen it yet, so I just want to see what she looks like, and I want to put a face to the voice that I admire so much and the creativity. So here goes.
This video has been in the back of my head for longer than it should have been, and I think it's about time I talk about it and explain why things are the way they are. If you're here just to see what I look like, just hold on a bit longer. I have really important things to explain. Briefly, the first few reasons I don't show myself are because I don't want people to have an opinion of my content and who I am based on what I look like.
A lot of people,
society that almost revolves around appearance.
Exactly.
People can become famous just for their looks. People use appearance as an excuse not to like someone. I'm fine if you don't like me.
I know a lot
of
people who are famous just because of the way they look. They can't even sing, but they have albums. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but
I'm very shy and prefer to keep to myself. I still want to have privacy, but there's a main reason, and
I don't know what your opinion is about this topic, but I think that it's a disrespect to the art. I mean, yeah, you're selling albums because you can. Why not? But to claim that some people claim that they're better singers than other people just because they have albums out, I don't think that's the story. I think it's because of how they look, is why they're selling albums. But aside from I have bigger respect for people who actually put out good content and good music rather than the people who put good faces on those albums. Not saying that it's wrong, but I just think it's not necessary. That's
I haven't told this story to anyone. Thing is, I don't tell people my problems because I feel like I can handle them on my own, and I don't want to drag people into my messes. I don't want to hurt anyone, and if you knowing I'm hurts you, then I don't want to tell you when I'm hurting, if that makes any sense at all. But here we go, right? It's not a secret. I don't think very highly of myself. I joke about it a lot, and I'm pretty open about it. When I was young, I actually had a lot of confidence. People gave me compliments and said nice things, and I believed them and was proud of myself. But as I got older, I began having doubts. I started thinking that people were lying to me, or they said things and didn't really mean it. Words can't affect you when you don't let them. People say that all the time. But it's easy to forget. It goes the same way with positive words as negative. That led me to telling myself I wasn't good enough and I had to do better. My standards slowly started getting higher and higher without me realizing how bad it was getting. By the end of high school, I felt like I wasn't good enough for anything. you. Even though people would be telling me, wow, you're doing so great, you're so talented. I would say thank you, not to be rude, but it was in one ear, out the other. I didn't hear it. I went to college with the same mindset, not feeling like I was good enough for anything, standards for myself always getting higher, and that's the problem. I push myself so hard to get better at everything, and I do improve, but it's still not enough for me. The bar keeps getting higher before I can grab it, like climbing a staircase where the top keeps getting further away and the ball and chain attached to your ankle is getting heavier and heavier. But you keep trying. Eventually this branched out to more than just what I was doing. It started seeping into my self-image, which wasn't high in the first place either. It wasn't only telling me what I was doing wasn't enough, it started telling me I wasn't enough. And that's when I started wanting to fix it. I started eating less, trying to be happier with myself. I'm naturally very thin, and I've never had issues with weight before, but it was like a switch in my brain that all of a sudden that wasn't good enough either. It became all I could think about. My whole day revolved around what I ate, what it was, when I ate, how many calories, every detail. I wanted complete control. I remember a specific day, all I let myself have was half an apple and 10 Cheerios, and I felt happy about it. Look how in control I am. But I wasn't. I was in this downward spiral. I built up fears and rules, and my head got foggier and foggier every day. Lack of nourishment prevented me from being able to think clearly, and I was making irrational decisions. I was telling myself this was what I had to do to be happy. Of course, it was extremely painful, starving myself. Eventually, I decided I would go the entire day eating as close to nothing as possible, then eating a bunch at the end to stop the pain, followed by erasing it. This whole awful cycle went on for several months. I don't even remember anything else I was doing in my life. It all just became a blur. The only thing I can truly remember looking back now was just being so tired and cold and sad all the time. I wasn't able to see I was getting thinner and thinner. Nothing was good enough. My brain didn't let me see how horrible it was getting. I don't know what happened, but eventually I was able to break through and tell myself this wasn't what I wanted. I didn't want to live like this anymore, and I had to get better. Now here's the thing people don't realize. Eating disorders are the easy part. The rough part is breaking it. You create these fears and rules for so long that when you want to escape the jail cell you've built around yourself, they beckon you to stay and try to drag you back in, promising happiness and how they're only here to protect you. They let you feel like you're the one in control when you're not. You're the puppet on strings, and when you try to cut yourself free, not only do you face your fears head on, but you live them. Here's some information about what happens to your body when it's starving. When it realizes it's not getting enough food to create energy for itself, it starts slowing down your metabolism, which is the process of converting calories into energy. It slows down in order to conserve the energy it has left for important things like keeping your heart pumping and your organs working. But the tricky part is, when you start refeeding it, things don't just go back to normal right away. Your body doesn't trust that you'll keep feeding it again, and it starts storing extra energy for the next starvation. If you don't realize what that means, basically it stores extra weight as energy, predicting it won't have food again for a long time. Your metabolism is still slow, and you face the nightmare that drove you to the disorder in the first place. It's not just in your head anymore. Before I go any further, I'd like to say that I believe people can be perfectly happy at any weight. I'm not saying these things in order to make anyone feel ashamed because weight shouldn't matter in general. It's about how you think of yourself, and as long as you're relatively healthy and take care of yourself, I believe that's the most important thing. But this isn't as simple as just getting thinner. There's so much more to it. I wish I could express to you how toxic your mind becomes while dealing with something like this. It's not how your brain would normally function when it's clear. You know what you're doing to yourself is wrong, but you just can't shake it. It has a death grip on you. So I was attempting recovery completely on my own, I'll remind you. I didn't tell anyone in my life what I was going through, and it was indescribably difficult. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I had to be the doctor and the patient. I kept saying, this is what'll make you better. You're on the right path. But the voice was still there. You're a disgrace. Look what you've done. Look what eating has done to you. This isn't what you want. Come back to me. I'm here for you. I didn't want to listen to it. I kept telling myself everything was fine. I'm doing the right thing. I just have to give it time, over and over. I wanted to believe it so badly, but the voice wouldn't go away. It's always there. I didn't want anyone to see me. I felt like I was a disappointment to everyone and didn't deserve to be in front of people. I could feel their judgment in my head. I didn't deserve food. I was unacceptable. I never wanted to leave my room, and I probably wouldn't have. But there was one thing. VidCon. I already planned to go before things got so bad because you have to plan so far in advance for it. I didn't want to let people down by breaking my promise to be there, and I wanted to see all my friends and supporters, but I was in such a terrible state. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was panicking. I wasn't ready. I wasn't back to normal yet, but I was approaching so quickly, and there wasn't any time to go back. I told myself this was my punishment. I did this to myself. So I put on a mask and pretended to be fine. I was trying to act like myself so much that I wasn't even me anymore. I became a stranger to who I actually am. Even though I was horribly uncomfortable, my weight was higher than my average from starving myself, my cheeks were swollen from making myself throw up every day for so many months, my mind was telling me I was a letdown to everyone, my self-image and esteem was at an all-time low. I tried my hardest to push through it. Every person I met, the voice inside me said, "You're such a disappointment. You aren't good enough for them." I felt like I could feel every single person's discontent through their embrace,
and the
but I
bad thing
didn't
about
let the
this
mask
is that
slip off, and I kept
no one
trucking
noticed.
through. I let people take pictures, but I
sure
really wish I didn't. It was the lowest I've ever felt in my life, and I felt like I was a lie to everyone. It was almost like I wasn't even there. I wasn't present. It was just a daze. After the convention was over, I was so mentally torn to shreds. I wasn't okay. I felt like all the progress I was trying to make to get better had just been ripped down. The voice was louder than ever, drowning out the one that was telling me everything was going to be okay. I realized I couldn't let people on YouTube see me when I was in such a toxic, horrible state. I messaged the person who was taking a lot of video footage and asked them if I could censor my face out. I'm not going to mention who this person is because that detail doesn't add anything to this story, and I don't think it would benefit anyone if I did. They agreed, so I spent the afternoon editing their video censoring my face. I wasn't myself in the video, and I didn't want people to see the mask I put on for myself. When I finished and sent it over a few hours later, they told me they changed their mind and wanted to post the normal video. I was absolutely mortified and forced myself to explain to them the main reasons why I don't want to show myself, hoping that if they knew the story behind it, it would help them change their mind again. But it didn't. Yeah. I've had disagreements with this person in the past, and from what I understand, this person is very adamant when they have their mind on something. So if me having edited the video for them and explaining the story behind it wasn't enough, I came to the conclusion I couldn't do anything else to change their mind and let them post it. I thought I had experienced the worst already, but this destroyed me. A nightmare where hundreds of thousands of people are wanting to see you, and then when they finally do, it's at the lowest, darkest point of your life, and they don't even know it. When you don't show yourself, people develop expectations. I don't know what those expectations are, and I feel like sometimes they don't even know what they are. But I believed with all my heart I disappointed every single one. It's not just the fact I wasn't where I wanted to be appearance-wise. So many people saw me for the first time when I was at such an awful point mentally, and I fell so much deeper into darkness I'd ever been. I felt like I was drowning in my own emotions. Every time I tried to get back to the surface to breathe, another wave would crash down on me and pull me right back under again. I started having even darker thoughts, and I knew I should have been scared of them. But I wasn't, and that's what scared me. The voice was echoing in my head, almost completely muting out the other one. Every day, I just wanted to feel happy again. I wanted to wake up and everything's just normal. Not one day passed without me hating myself. I couldn't find a reason to get out of bed. I felt broken and that no one could fix me. Black fog surrounded me everywhere I went, and I couldn't breathe. I was so stretched thin. I was trying so hard to swim, but the waves kept coming, each one stronger than the last.
God, I can feel
But I kept going. I don't know why. There wasn't a reason, and I couldn't really find one. I just did. And even though I didn't have a reason for myself not to give up pushing through everything, I wanted to be there for people. I want to be able to be there for people like me who felt like they couldn't go to anyone and are drowning, and help them like how I wanted someone to reach out and help me. I want to exist for other people. I don't really care about myself. That may or may not be a good thing to say. I don't really know at this point right now. But I'll mention one thing I've thought to myself that helped me. I consider myself a weak person. I can get knocked down relatively easily, and I knock myself down a lot too. We always talk about how strong someone is, but I feel like it doesn't have to matter how strong or weak you are. What matters is that you just keep getting back up. Something could knock down a weak person and not even affect a strong person, but it doesn't matter how many times you're knocked down, because as long as you keep getting back up, you can keep going. I don't want to live in the past, and I'm not here to feel sorry for myself, because I'm not one to do that. It doesn't get anyone anywhere. The past doesn't change. It happened whether you like it or not.
I think it's just
adapt
whether you're
and
able
push
to resist
forward. Even if you feel like you don't have a reason to,
happens,
use those feelings to help push people who need it.
But there's
if you
also
can't
strength
help
in being
yourself,
able to
help
rise up from
others.
that.
Then eventually, you might be able to learn how to help yourself too. If you're still here, I really appreciate it. I can't express how much it means to me that you care enough to listen to what some random person on the internet is saying, just telling their story. I tried to keep it as short as I could so it wasn't boring. I could write a novel about all the things I felt during that time, but hopefully I got at least some points across in the right way, and I don't know what else to say other than just thanks.
Oh. She is beautiful. Wait, let me just... She is one of the cutest persons that I've ever seen on YouTube. Like, I mean, I'd understand where she's coming from with all of that, but I mean, no buts. I understand where she's coming from. I've been through, I mean, not anorexia, but I've been through some body image issues as well. If you see from my previous videos, I just started to become very confident about what I look like and how my body is, but that hasn't always been the case. I haven't always been this comfortable in myself. I'm not comfortable in myself yet, actually, till now, but I'm comfortable enough to be able to do this, you know, face to face. But I haven't always been this comfortable. I used to always like, well, I still do like to stay at home most of the time, but I can go out when I want to now, more than before. But I actually almost forgot that this was a face reveal video. I thought we were just, you know, talking about something else, but knowing Jaiden Animation and watching a lot of her videos, being like a loyal subscriber, I have never seen that, or heard at least, or even imagined that side of her. I love her videos, and she keeps it real, she keeps it, you know, entertaining, but I could not see that problem. Now that's the thing, that's the problem in this society, is that people assume that if you're smiling, if you're happy, they just automatically assume that you have everything that you want in the world, or like that you're happy, or you don't deserve to have any problems, you don't deserve to be sad. But that's not the case. You have your own problems that you have to deal with, just like everybody else, and that whatever you have or whatever that's coming to you, good or bad, doesn't need to be the reason why you shouldn't feel emotions. You know, like, you should not think that you should not be happy just because you seem to have everything in the world. Apparently you don't, because you're sad. Sadness is a human emotion, and it's just the part of being human. You don't have to like have a reason for it. But again, extreme sadness is depression. I have gone through a similar thing that she has gone through, and she's a lot stronger than me. She's a lot stronger than I am, because like mental illness is something that we cannot joke about, but I have gone through not the same thing, but a similar situation than her, and she came out a lot stronger than I am. I'm still not over it yet. I'm still in that moment. I'm still in that recovery phase, but I am trying to get better. And I'm not comparing or anything because different situations, are different. I mean, we're in different situations, so we deserve to have we can have different outcomes or ways to deal with things. But when I was going through that part of my life, I went there. You know what I mean? Like I went to self-harm and this thing and there was a decision that came to me that I wanted to end it all, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, but just want to share this with you guys that you should know the person that you're watching on YouTube, and I feel like I want my channel to represent me, and only for that to be possible is for you to know who I am. And there's something that she said back there that you wanted to, you want it out of yourself, but you just can't because they're for some other reason. But I felt that. I felt that before because there was a time that I just wanted to get rid of all that emotions. I know that it wasn't right. I know that it wasn't, what I should be feeling, but it just kept coming back and coming back. It just kept reminding me that I wasn't good enough, that I'm not bright enough, that I'm not good looking enough, that I don't have anything that I could compete with other people. And every time I go outside, I feel like everyone's looking at me, and I feel like everyone's like thinking that what is this person? Who is this person? And like, you don't deserve to walk around. Like everyone's judging me. Every time I go outside, that's what I feel. That's why I kept pushing it back, but it just resurfaces again. It doesn't matter how much time and effort you put into like pushing it back and keeping it inside your head, but it just resurfaces all the time. And that's what I said, that for those who need help, you deserve it, and there's no reason for you not to get help. You should get help because that's the first step, and it makes things better. Things will be better. But to all the people out there, just want to say this, because I have been through a lot of situations where I've read and saw people posting and texting that to anyone that's going through or whatever, to talk to them and tell them, and I did, but none of them replied. I tried to reach out to people, but none of them replied until I just decided to, I was in that edge that I decided that this should not be over yet. But yeah, I don't want to be one of those people. I'm putting this out there. I'm putting myself out there that if anyone that will watch this video or is my friend or anyone else is going through something similar to this, I'm not a judgmental person. I don't judge people of what they're going through. I don't care how small that is. I don't care how big that is. You can tell me. I don't want to be one of those people who just says that they'll help but doesn't. You can message me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. I don't care how small that problem is. I don't care how big that problem is. You have me. You can talk to me, whatever it is. We can be friends, and that's what I want to happen. I don't want you to go through what I went through. And she was right. Jaiden was right. And helping other people, I am just wishing that one day I could be able to help myself, without professionals and stuff like that. But we could help each other. I went through a lot of stuff in life, and I think I'll be able to use that to be able to help you out. So don't be shy. I will hear you out. I will help you as much as I can. So if you're seeing this, if you're watching this, things will get better. Pick up your phone, message me. I want to help. So that is it, you guys. Wow, it was really emotionally packed. I just realized I wasn't really giving that much of a reaction to the video that I saw, but I'm just, telling a story and talking again. A lot of people just hate when I talk and talk and talk, but there's a truth to what I'm saying. It still relates, because I honestly thought that I was gonna watch a face reveal and just one of the animations that's gonna make me laugh, but it was more than that, and that's good, because very few people have the courage to speak out about these issues, especially an animator. Jaiden, didn't need to tell us this, but she did, which I applaud you for that. And Jaiden, you will always have me and all of us with you by your side always. So whenever you're feeling down, you know that you always have people around you who support you. You don't have to hide yourself. You don't have to be embarrassed, because we love you. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching the video, and link to the video, to Jaiden's video down below in her channel. Subscribe to her and all the other YouTube animators as well, because they're great people and they're wonderful. And again, I'll post another video on Saturday. See you guys again soon. Bye. As always, let love win. Bye.